So I see a lot of attorneys advertising that they are Uber and Lyft rideshare attorneys, but really, they don't really know anything about Uber and Lyft and the complexities of what it takes to get maximum value for a claim. Let me give you some examples. Right? When you have a case against Uber and Lyft, if it's in a certain type of situation, you need to demand arbitration or file a lawsuit immediately. Instead, because these lawyers want to try to settle their case, they listen to Uber and Lyft for excuse after excuse to drag the case on before filing a lawsuit or an arbitration. All that does is lose your leverage. When you have a drop dead date, Uber and Lyft listen. Secondly, Uber and Lyft try to throw in these things called occupational insurance coverage. All it really is we're going to take your medical bills and we're going to send them to a doctor that we use thousands of times that we know will say that 95% of the value of your medical bills aren't real and should be reduced. And then they offer you 5 cents on the dollar. If your lawyer is accepting that, they're not doing a good job. Many times these Uber and Lyft specialists just do whatever an Uber and Lyft say because they deal with them enough that they just want to take the easy, low-hanging fruit money. What you need is a lawyer who knows that not going to accept this kind of BS from Uber and Lyft, that knows that Uber and Lyft, if they tell you about certain amounts of insurance coverage, probably isn't true and knows what the truth is. Uber and Lyft will argue that the driver isn't their responsibility. Because of Prop 22 in California, they're an independent contractor. But the law says that they are very much responsible because they control the driver. And what the driver in Uber says in Prop 22 and call themselves is not very relevant. What's important is if Uber and Lyft control how the driver does their work. So if your lawyer doesn't know to take a deposition or to send discovery and ask the people at Uber and Lyft, don't you get all of the clients and customers for the driver? Don't you handle all of the billing? You handle all of the communication? You can hire and fire them or not use them anymore at any point. You have strict regimens that they have to follow, or you take them off the app. They have to use your app to go in a certain direction. You track where they are and how much they do in a particular day. You have absolute control over that driver. And in certain states, including California, that shows that you are responsible for their bad behavior, for their negligent driving. Yet Uber and Lyft specialists who say, well, maybe they're an independent contractor. Maybe I need to take the lower insurance limits because I don't know if I can prove that. I can prove it 100% of the time. And so can many, many other good, experienced lawyers who have dealt with Uber and Lyft. I know the people. I know the lawyers. I know the insurance companies, and they know me. So before you hire an Uber, Lyft specialist lawyer from a billboard or something like that, maybe ask them these questions. And if they don't know the answer, then you call somebody else. Maybe you call me, be great, but certainly call someone who can do a very good job for you. Come on now, Uber. Come on now, Lyft. Come on now, lawyers that are saying they know what they're doing.